freewheeling cavalcade of circular motion, thus defined by the octagon table of double-wide mental introspection, and dedicated utilitarian outward thinking in defense of zero content. Translation: we ain't got nothing. Hey folks, Dude here, coming. And well, this one's going to be a post-Thanksgiving get-together where we are still probably digesting the better part of entirely way too much food. On that note, I'm probably not helping it along because Mrs. Dude had the all the credits I've built up at Star B Ux. That's about the easiest way I could say it without intending to give them free advertising. But Star B Ux, she basically some credits and was like, I got to use them before they expire at the end of the year. So what do you want? And I was like, well, that's easy. Green tea, full apple extra spoon of matcha. So basically the green tea kind of milkshake thing with whipped cream. That's the only way. Anyway, look at things as it is. Oh, my stars and garters. Man, the news is just fat. And I do mean absolutely fat. Wow. It's coming out to be that, well, there's a lot of other influence and information coming out about COVID, the vaccine, those people who are interacting with such items and probably sticking their nose in places where it really truly is just not needed. So anyway, looking at things as it is, and of course Facebook keeps popping up these stupid little, hey, look at this, hey, look at that. I'm not gonna look at any of it because I'm doing stuff. Okay, those of you who don't know how things work, and I usually do regale everybody with this one because this is how I roll with all the information. But basically what it is I have a couple microphones over here on my left. You can see the little bit of the spit screen, as it were. In front of me on top of my monitor, I have two cameras in concert. YouTube camera being the one on the left, Facebook camera being the one on the right. So I am now currently simulcast Facebook and YouTube. I've had many people going, how do you do that, dude? Easy, two computers. Okay. Basically, if you guys want to hang out with me tonight and hang out and enjoy in the festivities of me being me, cool. If not, you also have me in review. I'll be reviewing these. Well, they'll be up for reviewing, and they'll be posted up Facebook, YouTube, live, whenever it allows, and you guys can watch it at your leisure. You don't have to watch me live. Seeing some very interesting information, though. This one was one that basically I put in my my feed because I found it to be very, very intriguing here. Let's see what's going on here. Why is this thing being like it is? Okay, there we go. So anyway, what it is I was looking at this picture that somebody else posted up on Facebook, and I truly cannot do it justice simply saying what it is. And the thing is hilarious is there's a guy on Twitter. I can say Twitter. And he comes in as at JC Slater. So retired Christian Slater. I don't know if he's really Christian Slater but whatever. But he posted this thing up and I thought it was very interesting. And he said it expressly as this. If you took the experimental gene therapy injections, here's what you have to look forward to over the next 2 to 3 years. Number one, sometime between October 21 and April 22, we will see ADE. So antibody-dependent enhancement strikes you like it did the animals in 2012 when they were experimenting. This is me, when they were experimenting upon the first version of mRNA. Number two, around 18 months, we will see, quote unquote, mad cow if it strikes you like it did the humanized mice that were injected with the spike proteins. Now, mad cow disease is also known as Kiru, and there's a bunch of other just bizarre stuff going on with that one. Essentially what it is your stuff gets conjittered. Just look up mad cow. You'll follow the chain of evidence for how it works, and it's bad juju. Number three, around 24 months, we'll see if Alzheimer's strikes you like it did the macaque monkeys that were injected with the spike proteins. Number four, 60% of the injected have detected microclots with the D-dimer test, so D-dimer test, in the first week after injection. Right side heart failure within 3 years is common. Number 5, the spike proteins impair your telomerase synthesis, which could lead to going to cancer, CVD, which is also known as mad cow, diabetes, and vascular dementia. Now, telomerase. The telomerase are basically those things that tell your blood cells, your white cells, every other cell in your body when they have a timeline of existence and when they're supposed to kick off and die. Well, if you have a cell that doesn't die, that's a Frankenstein, also known as, oh yeah, cancer. Cancer cells are essentially cells that just don't die, and they keep growing and multiplying and spreading it out amongst all the other cells that go, okay, we're into this cancer thing. Sure, yeah, it sounds like fun. So anyway, all these things coming down the pike, and I posted this story up, and all this stuff is pretty good information. I really can't do it justice for simply saying it. It looks legit. Speaking of things that are really on the other side of the aisle, though, and this one, man, I cannot give this one anything but like the highest of kudos. Governor Greg Abbott, sir, you kicked major ass. Just give me 1 second here. So anyway, this is going to be the largest foreign investment in Texas history. So what it is, of course, China's now saber rattling, and they're going, yeah, well, we're now the big kids on the block, and we're going to do these things, and hey, man, you're going to have to follow along suit, and you'll be our suck-ups. Patriot Fever is in the room. Appreciate you coming on by, dude. And Donnie C hanging out tonight. Patriot Fever reporting at Peoria Children's Hospital. Oh, dude. Well, hopefully things are working out. I hate to hear about stuff like that. But anyway, going back to the story, 17 billion, B as in Budweiser, $17 billion foreign investment currently is being placed into Texas because China's been doing their saber rattling and saying, oh, we want Taiwan and all the rest of this happy horse mess. If the Taiwanese are smart, what they would do was they would scrap all the high-tech technology that they currently have in that place, blow it up so the Chinese can't use it, or take it apart and ship it off to another place where you're like, oh, United States, or ship it off to Singapore, or ship it off to some other place that is deserving of that technology to make the Taiwanese enriched, but not make the Taiwanese have to deal with the, being under the foot of the Chinese Communist Party. So anyway, $17 billion. What's going on in Texas? Well, I'll tell you what's going on in Texas. Samsung is putting a chip plant into Texas. Bam. So they're going to be building a $17 billion chip factory in Texas, making it the largest foreign investment into the state ever. This is coming in from dailywire.com. Give me 1 second here. Scrolly. The investment comes as the global chip shortage threatens American businesses, especially the American automobile industry. Well, I think it's more than that, dude. You got to look into it for what it is for about half a second here. Patriot Fever, I will get into that in just a little while. Trust me on that one. Fredo is definitely high in the line of travel. Trust me. But anyway, so this thing coming down the pike, it looks completely badass that the Chinese are saber rattling. People are going long view. I just don't want to deal with this crap anymore. We want to make this thing work, and we're just not going to deal with this. We're going to put it someplace good. Texas is good. It's not New York. It's not California. It's dead in the center of the country, and Texas has a very staunch bring us the business attitude. Kick butt. Statement from the governor, Greg Abbott, Republican of Texas, says that Samsung chose the Lone Star State due to its business-friendly climate. No kidding. The new manufacturing facility will produce advanced logic chips that will power the next generation devices for applications such as mobile 5G, high-performance computing, and artificial intelligence. Project will create over 2,000 high-tech jobs, thousands of indirect jobs, and a minimum of 6,500 construction jobs. Construction will begin early in 2022 with a targeted production started second half in 2024. $17 billion in capital investments include include buildings, property improvements, machinery, and equipment. A Texas Enterprise Fund, or the TEF, grant of $27 million has been extended to Samsung for their job creation. In addition, Samsung has been offered a $20,000 veteran-created job bonus. This is great stuff, man. Quote, companies like Samsung continue to invest in Texas because of our world-class business climate and exceptional workforce, Governor Abbott. Samsung's new semiconductor manufacturing facility in Taylor, Texas, will bring countless opportunities for hardworking Central Texans and their families and will play a major role in our state's continued exceptionalism in the semiconductor industry. Texas Instruments come to mind? Yeah, Texas has got a very long history of making really good shiznit. I could read an article, but we're going to be going around on that one. So anyway, scrolly. Got a couple of memes in there. Got a couple more memes in there. I don't know if you guys posted this one up. I posted this one up on November 26th. Give me 1 second here. And I cannot do this justice. It is the colorized D-Day landing by the guy who is the filmmaker who was on site doing the shooting, and he's giving you like a run through of like, maybe not so much combat scenes, but more just like getting the guys into the area and what it looked like and what they were enduring and all the rest of that fun stuff. But it is it's a YouTube video called D-Day Rare Color Footage, and it was from the documentary filmmaker Jack Lieb, who worked for the newsreel company News of the Day and shot the D-Day landings. I cannot do it justice. That video was keeping me completely engrossed. I have some other Samsung news, and this personally saddens me because I'm going to be stuck. I'm going to be stuck on Note 9 probably for life until I find something that makes me go, oh my word, I got to have this instead. But I rather like the Note. It's basically very simple, very easy. Of course, obviously, it does have its own little pen built in, and being built in, you can scribble on the screen and do all those things you need to do for important stuff. You basically can write on the fly, save it as a note. So many other little tools on board. I just found this to be just the way I wanted to go with a phone. Well, they're discontinuing the Note. So the Note 20 is the last. I'm still rocking a Note 9 because I got a headphone jack. Call me lazy in that regard. I don't want to be forced into using a C with a dongle splitter to go, okay, you plug this into here, you plug the earphones into that, blah, 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 because I like using wired headphones. I don't like running Bluetooth, mostly because I don't like the idea of, radiation frying my brain from like inside my ear canals. I'm just not into that type of stuff. But anyway, what they said is they're basically killing it off, and so the Note 20 will be the last one. They won't make a Note 21 and be the end of an era. But they do have rather large screens on the other varieties. The 21 is a flagship, just completely just bonkers, man. The thing takes great pictures, does everything else. But I like having the built-in stylus, man. And there's other tools and stuff that the Note does that the other ones don't do. Trust me on that one. Just earlier, I was messing around and I was having some issues trying to upload a video. Well, there's a program called Samsung DeX or DEX. And what happens is with DeX is you literally jack it into your computer and you go boop, and the entire face of this thing, read like all the little icons and everything that you see on board, pops up on your computer literally as an operating system. So you're running your phone. And truthfully, if you want to be really funny about it, there's like shortcuts. And I was like, I wonder how this works. And I pulled down like, the pull down menu for like all the quick icons. And I'm playing with the flashlight on and off. And this thing's flashing on and off because I'm playing with the controls on my computer. And it's telling this what to do. So the Samsung DeX, is it perfect? No, but it's a pretty cool interface. And it did allow me to upload the video to YouTube. When every other way I was trying to do it, it was being weird. It was just only giving me like the audio side of it, but it wouldn't give me the video side of it. So technically, if I want to be really wild and crazy here, what I could do is I could simply just go on YouTube, download that video, clean it up, put in the annotations, all the rest of that fun happy horse mess, and then re-upload it. Or I could just leave it low rent as it is without the additional stuff. And Sometimes I do that. If it looks okay as it is, just let it ride, man. It's already copyrighted on YouTube anyway. So we'll go with that one. But anyway, yeah, that's gonna be a sad note for me personally. Is the Samsung Note is now a dead duck. Um, this one I find personally disgusting as a Jew, and this one is just ridiculously bad. This is bad juju, and this is stuff that should never ever happen in the United States. What it is they're saying that the media is suggesting reporting on pro-Trump relatives to the FBI. Yeah. A writer for The Atlantic wrote a piece that gave writers advice on how to, quote, unquote, deprogram their conservative relatives. Yeah. Writer Molly Jong Fast. Oh, I love that one. Molly Jong Fast goes on to paint conservative family members as, quote unquote, creepy on top of other horrible things. Towards the end of the article, she even throws out the idea of reporting those relatives to the FBI. Some may think it's a joke, but it's actually something that's happening across the United States. Quote, this is a chance to deprogram. Facebook knows its algorithm and radicalizes users. This is your chance to tell your aunt that maybe the news she gets from all of it isn't that reliable, or that maybe the MAGA news network is not giving her unbiased news, she writes. Jong Fast rejected the idea that Thanksgiving should be a time of peace and harmony. Instead, she thinks her readers should turn the day into an opportunity to tell their creepy uncle to get the vaccine. Quote, I'm here to tell you that Thanksgiving is terrible, but at least spend the time trying to deprogram your niece. You won't be bored or depressed, even though you might be enraged that Fox News or InfoWars had convinced Trump can save America from Joe Biden's radical agenda, giving people hearing aids and free pre-K. Anyway, so this skank is going on and on and on about this fun stuff. That's the kind of chick that really, truly deserves a special treatment. And of that, I shall say no more, but let's just say that the Nazis were really, really good at doing it to the people that basically they didn't trust any longer. Jong Fast, rely on this fact. When your useful idiot status has rendered yourself null and void, they're going to be done with you in a big hurry. Trust me, 2024 is coming. 2022 is coming. Your side is looking like it's going to go pinwheeling into the abyss. Trust me on that one. Fauci's at it again, guys. Oh, man. We don't know how long the booster effect is going to last. Despite Dr. Fauci saying the vaccines were going to, quote unquote, end the pandemic, he's now saying that everyone needs boosters. Furthermore, he said he, quote unquote, doesn't know, end quote, how long the boosters will be effective for. In other words, Fauci's going to want you to take the booster shot every 6 months for the rest of your life. Quote, now that you're encouraging all the adults to get boosters, what's your definition of fully vaccinated? Asked Steve Berman of CNN. Quote, right now. Oh, sorry. I got to do it right here. Right now, officially, John, the definition of fully vaccinated is still 2 doses of the Moderna, of Pfizer, or 1 dose of J&J. That's the requirement when people talk about what's required to get this or for that. But that does not actually contradict the fact that we're saying as vaccine efficacy wanes, you need to get a booster to bring you right up. We will evaluate as we get more data. We don't know how long the booster effect is going to last, end quote. Fauci shockingly admitted. Translation. Keep sticking this crud in your body because it wasn't a permanent fix. Wow. Quote, if it lasts for a considerably longer period of time, namely the durability of the booster, it allows you to take a considerable period of time without getting another booster, then it might very well be determined to be a full vaccination we talked about, he added. Fake Fauci is at it again. Yuck. Patriot fever in the room. I thought it was hilarious wearing a Trump Patriot t-shirt in the ER while a member of BLM checked little Patriot smiles. That's when you look at him and go, so what were the numbers? And you verify the numbers that they're writing on the sheet of paper. If they're that hardcore and that striding to wear something like that, I don't know if I exactly trust them, man. That's kind of political. But being the patient, you should be allowed to wear anything that you want to. But you know what you could have said is you could have said, I'm sorry. would you actually happen to have somebody who might be my race? I don't want to seem like I'm racist, but I think I prefer being attended to by somebody of my race. And then they go, well, what race is that? And you just kind of look at them and go, non-BLM. Yeah. This one being cool as hell. But it actually is rather funny, too, because, this is that thing that most people either pay attention to and don't pay attention to sometimes. But this is kind of one of those, you really should be paying attention to things. Elections have consequences. Yeah, a Trump-sanctioned judge, read like the guy that got stuck in there when Trump was in office, is now suspended the federal vaccine mandate due to the onslaught of legal challenges. It is dead in the water. The Biden administration is in full retreat over its unlawful vaccine mandate after wreaking havoc on the U.S. economy for months by mandating the federal contractors of businesses with more than 100 employees forced employees to get vaccinated for COVID-19. The White House is conceding it needs to suspend authoritarian policy. Well, mostly because it was unconstitutional, and also because there's a law in the books dating from 1992 that allows you to not get any medical treatment at all if you choose, and you have the choice of receiving or not receiving any medical treatment. Doctors cannot force you to take something you do not wish to take. So I could go on and on and on with that one, but the news is out there already, and pretty much it looks horrible. Speaking of more stuff looking not good, got to talk to you about, well, Mr. President, you know him, you love him. We're talking about, yeah, that's right. So President, yeah, okay. Okay, President Caca. All right, we're talking about President Caca. President. I think I got him that time. President. All right, so anyway. Yeah, he really is caca. Okay, but anyway, the New York Times finally admitted the blatantly obvious to everybody that there is now more COVID deaths under Joe Caca than under Trump, despite the jab. Coming in from Patriot Alerts, man. I could read and read and read and read and read, but speaking of other people who are total caca, I'm talking about Bill Gates. That dirty little rotten. How can I say this without saying this? He's just and things suck. Well, he's that, but I mean, what can you really say about Bill Gates? I mean, he's just a total. Yeah, he's one of those. Okay, yeah, exactly. Just a total pile of hit. Yeah. Anyway, so it's now come out to say that he has sent $54 million to China since COVID, including to the Wuhan collaborators. Yeah, so anyway, he's been throwing that money at those guys, and they're just so happy. Just ridiculously joyfully, just beyond the pale, just so happy. Yeah. Just beyond happy about that one. So anyway, throwing that money at the Chinese, they are beyond happy. Let's see here. So they are just losing their cookies. He threw that cash at them and just yeah. Bill Gates, you are just a I'm juggling thunder. Yeah. A true peacock juggling thunder meow. You're just yuck. Just yuck. That's all I got about you is just yuck. Yeah, you're rich and everything, but you're throwing money at the bad guys. So screw you, man. Speaking of bad guys, I don't know if you guys really took a hard, hard look at like Lindsey Grahamnesty. That guy, he's just yeah. There's sometimes when you really truly want to just call them what they are, but just you really have to tail your speaking mannerisms back. But you can say that he really truly is
You're despicable.
exactly, Daffy. He's just one of those guys, completely, absolutely, just somebody who really should have no snoo. No, he needs to get just absolutely no
Death by snoo.
no. He's not going to get snoo. He needs just full on deliverance style, just wee. Yeah, that's I think that's the only thing that can fix him good. But yeah, Lindsey Grahamnesty, also known as Lindsey Graham, has backed nearly all of Joe Kaka's judicial picks. So Grahamnesty is broken with most Republican colleagues by supporting President Joe Kaka's judicial nominees, sticking to basic standards and historical tradition. No, dude, you're supposed to be that guy that goes, you know what? You're not the answer to the problem. You are the issue. Supposedly everybody's now kirking out because there's Omicron. 16th letter in the Greek alphabet. Omicron. And the South African guy that actually identified it was like, yeah, it's out there. I'm dropping crap. Yeah, it's out there. Yeah, it's a variant, but it's really not that big a deal, man. There's nastier bougies to be had. Just generically that we deal with, every day that are, basic viruses. And if anybody knows some nasty stuff, it's definitely going to be the African guys. I mean, they get to see some really icky, nasty, stuff that you kind of get in your body and you're just running around screaming, my biscuits are burning. I don't know about biscuits are burning, but I know it's not good, okay? I know that you're really not having a good time with it, okay? So anyway, Omicron variant is out there, and of course, immediately they were like, Thor's hammer. We gotta do its fixes now. Shoot everybody up with this new crap. Not a fix for something that you don't even know if it interacts with and if it works on. Oh, my stars and garters. You just want to jam everybody full of this crud. Wow. Just wow. Speaking of something that is cracking me up to no small degree, and I got to go back to Mr. Censor Sound because there's no other way to clean this up except for simply but to say it. We are cocked. We're cocked. Democrat strategists hit the panic button over the 2022 midterms. As Democrats learned about the recent collapse of the Virginia governor race, the more scared they get about the 2022 midterms, according to Politico. Read that for what it's worth, man. They are kirking hard. Very, very hard. I really, truly don't like mentioning this guy in the same breath as, like, oxygen, but not my favorite person. But supposedly LeBron James, I don't know if you guys saw the video or not, where he basically, like, literally cracked the other guy in the face. The guy was like streaming blood, like, you motherfather, I really want to rip a new hole into you. And of course, everybody had to hold him back. And, LeBron was like, sorry, oops. And this guy really, he just wanted to kick his ass. There's no other way around it. But anyway, so LeBron has made other people unhappy besides those people he's playing with. Well, he's now being slammed as Lay Snitch and Lay Karen for getting fans ejected And supposedly he was responding to the controversy. LA Lakers LeBron James faced a backlash online immediately after an incident unfolded during a game last night when James went and physically grabbed a referee and got two fans ejected from the game. Okay, you put your hands on a ref, man. You're supposed to be out of there, man. When asked during the post-game press conference when fans made him, quote unquote, uncomfortable, James responded, quote, I mean, nothing is uncomfortable for me, but there's a difference between cheering on your home faithfully or cheering on your home faithful, booing opponents and things of that nature, or not wanting your opponents to be successful. Then there's moments where it goes outside the line with obscene gestures and words that shouldn't be tolerated in our game from nobody. End quote. Dickhead, and I got to use the phrase, dickhead, you've said and done things on and off the field that have made you just look like the total pile of, I got this one, sound guy. Trust me, I got this one. Look like the total pile of just, yeah, you are just, yeah. LeBron James, you're synonymous with stinky air. Just, yeah, you are just a big stinking pile of, yeah, that's all I got to say about you, man. You are just, yeah, that's you, man. That's you. Big stinking hairy nasty pile. Okay, just, yeah. Just anytime you hear LeBron James think about I'm so much superior than you because I play basketball. You are just a big stinking hairy pile of just that's it, man. There's nothing about you that doesn't really make anybody go in any way of thinking other than simply to say that you are just, yeah, you're just dookie, okay? That's all there is to it. You are just dookie. That's all there is to it, okay? Quote, I would never say it to a fan, and a fan should never say it to a player, James added. James did not make any claims about what the two fans said or did. There are only unsubstantiated rumors speculated online about what happened. James's complaint about the use of quote-unquote obscene words from fans can be seen on the video grabbing a referee, walking up to the individuals in question, pointing at them and yelling, it's right effing there. There was a lot of negative reaction online to the incident, many calling James lay snitch or lay Karen for getting the fans ejected. I love this tweet. And yes, we will definitely talk about the lay snitch incident that happened in tonight's game in Indianapolis. Lay snitch is back to his old tricks. He'll call fouls on people who aren't even in the game. Cry to officials. It's what he does. He whines in the league that things don't go his ways. Nuggets fans remember what happened in the playoffs. Someone called him Lay Snitch. Let's see why Lay Snitch is trending. Warranted or not, Lay Snitch nickname is hilarious. Hashtag Lay Snitch is trending. More like Lay Karen calling the manager. What? He's got heckling fans kicked out of an opponent's arena? That's just embarrassing, Lay Karen. And it goes on and on and on. He's just a 6'9" or whatever crybaby. There's no way in the world he really truly should have any further attention paid to him. And it'll be fun when he's not playing any longer because, yeah, he's actually a good player, but it's not justified with the amount of just strife he brings into the game. Patriot Fever, Jack Dorsey suddenly resigning. Okay, well, you got to flush that out for me, dude. Who is Jack Dorsey? I don't know who Jack Dorsey is. All right, I'm going to have to cheat here. Hopefully I don't crash and burn by opening another window. Oh, Jack Dorsey. Okay, that doofus. Yeah, the guy who's over in Twitter or something. And no, it's not that suddenly, dude. He was away from the company until about like 2019 or something. And it's like he basically helped start the company, and he's working another mega site. And they called him in to be the CEO of that mega site, and of course, Twitter. And he was dividing his time between the two organizations. And supposedly he's leaving. Well, I don't know if it really makes that much of a difference. I mean, Twitter is pretty much a self-fulfilling enterprise in the first place. I really don't use Twitter. I can come up with better things to do than waste my time with 240 words or letters, 240 letters trying to get my point across while, half mangling sentences and trying to make stuff fit. And, it's usually easier to simply just generate a meme with all the script I wish to say into it and make that a Twitter update or make that a tweet response to somebody doing something that really I just thought was kind of snarky, and I just really have fun with them sometimes. Like there's this one screaming memeite liberal that was going on about, oh, don't post Kyle Rittenhouse's picture on my Twitter page. Well, I was having fun with him for about 3 or 4 days, and I didn't hear a peep out of anybody. Nobody responded to me. And I just thought it was hilarious. I could post that stuff up on his Twitter page, and I know he saw it. I know for a fact he saw it, but nobody responded. Why? Because when it comes right down to it, liberals are wimps. They talk a good game. They try to shout you down, but they can't counter truth, facts, and real information for the balderdash that they put out going, oh, no, this is better stuff than what you got because it's new. Dude, you're a bunch of bloody communists, okay? I'm going to call it what you are. I don't know if you guys saw this one or not, but the father of Marcus Arbery, I cannot do this justice. This gentleman, I thought, truly nailed it absolutely perfectly. And he was making a public statement. It's like, justice has been prevailed, blah, 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 blah. He goes, but you got to understand, all lives matter. And I thought that was very profound for him to say, in his moment of stress and emotional upheaval and all the rest of this fun stuff. But I cannot tell you how much more it was the cherry on top of the sundae for him to be doing that statement with Al Sharpton standing directly behind him, the race-baiting poverty pimp who was called out by name by Thomas Sowell. I found that to be unbelievably profound, absolutely hilarious, but damn, Thor's hammer, but damn, so on point. Mr. Arbery, sir, I salute you. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you, sir. Sorry for your loss. There's a video that's been posted up, and I cannot do this justice. This video, I've watched it, and oh, my stars and garters, wow. I mean, there's no other way to simply say it other than just wow. I posted this video link up on November 28th, and of all places, the New York Times actually got it right. The journalists of the New York Times looked into what happens when Democrats control all the levels of power in the state and local governments across the United States. They found out that, quote, blue states, end quote, and not red ones, quote, are the problem, end quote. New York Times video journalist Johnny Harris asks, what do Democrats actually do when they have all the power? Along with the editorial board writer Benjamin Applebaum, the pair reviewed why conditions are actually much worse in liberal states like New York and California compared to red states despite little to no Republican opposition. In key respects, many of the blue states are actually doing worse than red states, the journalist explains. It is in the blue states where affordable housing is often the hardest to find. There are some of the most acute disparities in education funding, and economic inequality is increasing more quickly. They focus on the issues of affordable housing, economic equality, and educational opportunity. In conclusion, they claim that liberal hypocrisy is fueling American inequality, not Republican opposition. So literally what they found out was places like Chicago. What happens is you have the areas where there's like 146 school districts. And what happens is like the rich guys in their little nexus feed tons of cash into the school so the kids get a great education. But in the poor areas, not that much money goes to the schools. So the schools are falling apart. The kids get crap education. And pretty much they're looking forward to an education that sucks. They're pretty much looking forward to, oh, wow, I live in a really crappy area. What's my chance of getting out of here? Not very blanking good. Logan Ray, sir. Appreciate you coming by, sir. My favorite member of the Neighbor of the North Club. So anyway, what it is this video really truly breaks it down. I commend it to you, and there's no other way to simply say except for what it was. And man, I got to tell you what, this was just journalism honesty that I cannot even begin to approach. And what it is coming from analyzingamerica.org. Quote, how did this video get published? New York Times journalists discover the blue states are the problem. But the other thing too is also they were saying, like, like the disparity between the rich and the poor. It's like you have these areas that literally, like in California, you'll have a house that was like about 300,000, 400,000 a few years ago. It's now 850 to 1,500,000. So the other thing too is also like the areas that the Democrats and the liberals tend to have. Excuse me 1 second here. What they will do is they will have zoning in such a place and in such a way that it's all single family houses. So if you figure how many single family houses you could put on, like, a square mile versus a high rise, which could then house like, a few hundred people. Well, anytime that you have like the areas that are just diametrically opposed to being anything Republican, what usually happens is that they have these high dollar single family houses that are just, unapproachably expensive, unapproachably just can't get into the price of doing business. And literally what happens is that anytime they have a zoning that tends to be more disparate towards the not so rich guys, and they want to put up a high rise, they'll have a vote and they'll knock down the zoning board and say, no, we do not want this. We want a bunch of rich guys living in single family houses as opposed to a bunch of poor people living in an apartment community. So that seems to be part of the problem too, is they're also pushing out the guys that can't afford the $800,000 houses, and the population density stays in flux because the broke guys can't move into the rich guy areas because they're just priced out of existence. Patriot Fever, move for a game of horse between LeBron and Rittenhouse with an AR. Jeez. Oh, man. But yeah, I cannot do that article and that video is like spot the blank on, man. I cannot do it justice. There's another one who's dropping like flies, and this one is the another crap bag. Glad to see it. But GOP Arizona State Senator Paul Boyer, a rhino who opposed the Maricopa audit, will not seek re-election. Why? Because he ain't got a blanking prayer in hell. Good riddance. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but the GoFundMe guys, who are really, they're very political. I don't know if you guys actually have been like, watching like the way they go with certain things, but some of the stuff they do is just exceedingly, unbelievably, absolutely redonkulously political. But they had a GoFundMe for the bail fund for the accused Waukesha parade killer. Yeah, that guy. The guy that basically ran over a bunch of people, wiped out a bunch of kids by driving over them with a car. Oh, they were going to post bail for him. It was like $5 million or something. What is that? 10% of $5 million? Ugh. I think GoFundMe finally realized the political heat that they would garner from this one would not work out for them in the long run, and they pulled the GoFundMe. Just disgusting and even entertain the idea of having that one. Speaking of more people who are disgusting and don't deserve your money, the Salvation Army, when you have them guys going ding, 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 and they're standing outside the store, don't put one thin dime in that kettle. Why? Well, this one's rather cute. This one's coming in from dailywire.com. The Salvation Army wants white donors to, quote, offer a sincere apology, end quote, for their racism. Yeah, the Salvation Army has gone woke, and the charity's asking white donors to do more than just drop some coins in the kettle while they go shopping this holiday season. Leaders of the army want the whites to apologize for being racists. Ugh. The desire to the Salvationists is to achieve the following. The Army says in an online quote-unquote resource titled, Let's Talk About Racism, listed several goals according to lament, repent, and apologize for biases or racial ideologies held in the actions committed. Got bad news for you. That is a profound self-anointed action. It cannot be elucidated or brought about because somebody says, you should do this. The resource says Christianity is inherently racist, calls for white Christians to repent and offer a sincere apology to blacks for being antagonistic to black people or to culture, values, or interests in the black community. Okay, last time I looked, I don't have to ask for forgiveness to the Salvation Army. Pretty much just have to ask for forgiveness from Jesus Christ to come to your heart and clear you of all your sins. I don't have to worry about what the Salvation Army is trying to sell. Because Christianity, if you're saved, that's all you got to worry about. You don't have to worry about making the Salvation Army happy. Yeah. Speaking of other people doing really completely stupid stuff, I have it on good authority that Jimmy Carter will now die a happy man, knowing he was not the quote-unquote worst American president ever. Biden is selling off 1/3 of the American oil reserves. He's releasing it to China. The Biden administration is releasing 50 million barrels of oil from the strategic reserve to lower gas prices because they say we cannot be vulnerable to volatile energy prices. Last time I looked, we're not getting oil from India. We're not getting oil from China. And OPEC pretty much has just said, I got an itch right here, Mr. President. Yeah, that guy. I don't know if it's guys caught up with this one, but I thought this was very interesting because Facebook did not put one of their little stupid COVID plaques underneath it going, this is wrong. This is bad information. No. Coming from Team Tucker Carlson, if you get the Pfizer vaccine, you are more likely to get COVID. An industry analyst flags the FDA study. A former Pfizer employee, now working for an industrial analyst, has provided documentation indicating the pharmaceutical giant whose gene-based COVID-19 vaccine has been reported as not so effective as what they like to sell it as. Yeah. Oh, man. Cannot do it justice. Cannot do it justice. Yeah. Supposedly, even then, it's saying that Omicron is extremely mild as the doctor had first discovered the strain. Enormous mutations, quote-unquote, destabilize the virus. That's what we've been telling you, people. That's what we've been telling you. You get a hold of a virus, the human body kicks its ass, then it gets knocked down to a less lethal, more mild version. Okay, let me be completely honest here. Years and years and years ago, read like back in the good old days, the cold and the flu would kill you. Until such time as a variant then came about where somebody got sick with it and lived, that version became the version that stuck around. Mostly because if you have a virus that just kills people, it's a dead end. Everybody's dead. It can't propagate. It's gone. So you have a version that then basically can propagate to people. People get it. They become immune to that one. Another version comes out. You get immune to that one. Eventually, your body figures out that's a cold or a flu virus. I can beat that. Until it finally gets a mutation or a version that it can't fight and it goes, okay, it overwhelmed me, but I'll kick its ass in like a week or so. That's why you get sick, and that's why you don't die from the cold and the flu. Omicron is the cold and flu version of COVID-19. It's the mild version where the survivor mutated form is less nasty than the original nasty little bastard. Believe me on that one. Patriot Fever. Am I the only one thinking him soon owning The View, MSNBC, and CNN to start with? Yeah, Rittenhouse. Yeah, he's looking like he's pretty much set. I did see this one article, and this one pissed me. This pissed me off. This whole suck up kind of way of looking at stuff that this guy's going on. Team Tucker Carlson. The guy's name is Wayne Allen with a Y. Get ready for President Hillary Clinton. And his thinking is Joe Kaka gets booted. Obviously, Horizontal Harris gets booted. And then they insert Hillary in 2022 or 2024 or something like that. And I just started laughing. I'm like, you blanking idiot. You know what? I got to go Dan Aykroyd. I really got to go Dan Aykroyd. Jane, you ignorant slut. If there's a new Republican majority in the Congress and the Senate, or if there's even not a Democrat majority in either house, Hillary is not going to be stuck in the White House as an impromptu president pro temp. Ugh. The cop whiz piss me off. Yeah, exactly. Piss me off. Yeah, pretty much. Hillary is never, ever going to be seated in the White House. Ever. Hand to God. Trust me on that one. I don't think I saw the picture or not. I cannot do this justice. This is absolutely hilarious. I wish I could put this on camera, but there's a picture of Donald Trump and Kyle Rittenhouse standing side by side on Mar-a-Lago, thumbs up, and both of them are looking very, very stylishly dressed with, gray business suits. He's got a blue tie, he's got a red tie, and they look very, very charitably good. Everybody's all styled up, the hair is right and everything, and they're standing in front of some great pictures. And I could not do it justice. So you guys find that picture of Rittenhouse posing out with Trump in Mar-a-Lago. Oh, my stars and garters. I'm sure that the libtardation of, head explosion, I'm sure it's just, they are just, libtard heads exploding everywhere. Wow. Cannot do it justice. Scroll. I cannot do this one justice. A Texas Democrat just threw in the towel. She blames Biden's party infighting for the decision to abandon re-election in 2022. Okay, wrap your heads around this. 85-year-old Representative Eddie Bernice Johnson, 85-year-old Texas Democrat, recently announced she will not seek re-election, said in an interview about party infighting. Oh, my stars and garters. Johnson is a political fixture in her hometown of Dallas, where early in her career she became the first black woman to serve in the city as a state senator since Reconstruction. Quote, you begin to question the why when you get to the point when your party is not as together as you'd like it to be, like you've experienced, she said. Dude, they don't want you, okay? Your old methods and your old ways and your old butt is not that solution they require. Time to get out. Time to get out. This one is absolutely cracking me up to no small degree. This is making the Democrats be completely honest with the way they do things, how they do things, and the where, the why, and the wherefore, and just how they do stuff, okay? So what's going on right now is Chuck U. Schumer is now completely hosed because the politics they've been playing for time immemorial are now coming back to bite them because, oh, yeah, that's right. No, let's just see here. Mitch McConnell's not allowing the vote to take place, and all these little gerrymandering games and all these little, political games they've been playing. It's now going to be completely honest with the stuff they've been doing, because now they have to defend the way that they're spending money like crazy and indebting our children into future perpetuity. Wow. Let's see what else we got going on here. Let me look at the room here real quick. Cobwebs. I wonder why the ties are different colors. I don't know. I guess they just want to be different. Cobwebs. Can't stand politics. George Washington warned against two parties, and he was right. And Biden was not the best of a president. He didn't forgive student loans. I hoped he would. Well, forgiving student loans is a major problem because you're talking $1.5 trillion. What happened is all these people went to school, got their degrees in, lesbian studies and basket weaving and all these inopportune, wasteful things that basically just made the colleges a lot of money, but it also hung the kids out to dry because now they got a piece of paper that doesn't mean jack squat, in the real world. Cobwebs in our financial portion of healthcare is atrocious. Well, that's not Biden. That's not Trump. But it is Biden because he was there alongside Obamacare. Oh, you won't have to change your doctor. Oh, and it's going to be a major price break. It's going to be amazing. Nancy Pelosi, you have to sign the bill to get the bill because you can't read the bill. If there's ever anybody that needs to truly basically be, screwing in about 2,400 RPM in their grave on fire, it's a bunch of those guys. When all that atrociousness breed Obamacare needs to be put by. It is not good legislation, and mandating that somebody needs health care is not the way you do business in the United States. The only thing you did there basically was you guaranteed that the companies who supply it are making bank, and the companies that are really trying to care for people can't. The doctors are looking at the stuff, with all the legislation, the all litigious nature of you got to have so much insurance to make sure that you don't get sued, and this, it's not even worth it. Comp Wiz, it's America. It's going to cost you $10,000 to fix that sliced pinky finger. Well, you know what, dude? If we basically had doctors that would do cash payment, and literally you would just go in and basically just get service real fast, a couple $100 for a couple stitches and be done with it. Yeah, basically, you got the full diagnosis, and if there's any problems, come back fixed. Comp Wiz, teeth are expensive. Brush your teeth. Don't be like me. Well, the other biggest problem, of course, is if you have the predilection for bad teeth, and you basically just have them falling out of your head, or basically you're doing dentures or posts and the ceramics, and it gets to be a whole sticky wicket. Supposedly, this one is getting very, very interesting right now. Justice Clarence Thomas in the Supreme Court has been there long enough, has been through enough crap, and he might be the guy that takes down Roe v. Wade because it is bad legislation from its outset. And it really, truly has always been a piece of legislation that really, truly should have been states' law. Now, there's some places where you absolutely cannot possibly get an abortion right now, and this and the other thing. So there's people go, oh, I got to get an abortion. They go cruise across the state line, go to another state, get it knocked out, go back home. Well, if you live in a state that doesn't allow it and you go to another state that does allow it, that's the way the law was supposed to work. You cannot mandate to all 50 states, Thor's hammer, you will allow these women to do this X, Y, Z. That's different. It is not a constitutional right to do what they are saying you should be allowed to do in a Roe v. Wade. Patriot Fever, CNN mass murder event was with an AR-15 and a white guy. Damn. Oh, well. Oh, please. You ever notice how these things pop up and crop up whenever there's a Democrat in office? Yeah. I don't know if you guys caught up on this one or not. I'm going to get back to what you were talking about earlier. Fredo is hosed. Analyzing America, Chris Cuomo has been suspended indefinitely by CNN over a leaked text message to his brother. Yeah, that's right. So Fredo was sending insider information over to his brother, and that was kind of hinky stuff you shouldn't have been doing. CNN is playing damage control, going, oh, my stars and garters, get him out of here now. Yeah, that's stuff that they don't even want to play with. Let me see what else I got going on here. But now that story's now breaking. It's going to be very, very interesting. Okay, speaking of somebody else that's like dropping like flies, yeah, the Biden administration. The global COVID-19 response coordinator, Gail Smith, has left the role after 8 months. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said on Tuesday, just as the world grapples with the new Omicron variant of coronavirus. The detection of variant will be more transmissible than other forms of the virus, led to travel restrictions, including the United States, and spooked markets. A State Department spokesman has been. Once I gotta open this up. State Department spokesman said Smith has been on temporary leave from her role as chief executive of the One campaign, a global nonprofit focused on poverty and public health, and she will return to that role and was expected for some time. The department intends to announce a new coordinator soon. Translation, what happened is they brought this chicken here as a fall guy, or they brought her in there because they're like, look, we need somebody in here who really can just be somebody we can just slide in here who can do the gig, and we're not gonna have to worry about it too terrible much because it'll slide. You know, we're good. You know, it's no big deal, and we can get away with it. So let's see what else is going on here. Sound guy, were you done with that new sound bite that you were? Oh.
And now it's time for Dudes and Squeeze Cheese Shootout!
All right, I think sometimes he just has a little too much fun with the sound effects here. Okay, so we're going to be doing the can squeeze cheese shootout. All right, whatever that means. All right, so I basically got a couple from Food Lion. These are the guys who are the unknowns. I actually do have a can of squeeze cheese, and just to make it interesting, we'll throw some Vegemite in there. All right, I need some crackies. So I got some crackies here. I really, truly enjoy these guys. The Wassa Rise. These guys, it's good chisna. I rather like these guys. All right, so let's see what we got here. First and foremost, we got to do the control. So we got to do the classic easy cheese. Now I said some of this to one of my friends down in Australia. Oh, he was losing his mind. He's like, man, that guy is just that guy is good. All right, so basically we have our control here. I know what this tastes like. So it's basically easy cheese. Cheesy, cheddary, not bad. Yeah, that one's all right. All right. So comparing that to the sharp cheddar, and I am opening this. First time. This is going to be the Food Lion version. Actually, the easy cheese was actually their cheddar as well. So, all right. So let's see what we got going on here. Similar quantity. All right. So similar quantity. I put this on there. Okay. Yeah. This one's good and it's cheap. Yeah, that one's good. All right, now here's the other one: American style squeeze cheese. I hate when they play with you and you don't want to open. All right, let's see what we got here. So, American style squeeze cheese. All right, similar quantity. It is lighter in color. I commend it to you. That's the craziest damn thing. Is that actually really does taste like American cheese? It's different. I can't believe this is your sound guy, Michael Winslow. No, he's not. He's like a dog in traffic, man. He's really literally like a dog in traffic. It's just not pretty. All right. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a stripe of Vegemite. We'll simply just do squirts down the length of it and see how that one goes. Yep, dude's eating weird stuff again. That's right. That's what I'm doing. Well, that's pretty much what I do. Sound guy does sound guy stuff, and I pretty much do my stuff. And well, yeah, I'm eating weird stuff again. Would you stop with the sound bites? He gets into the old deep files and yeah, okay, thanks. Well, I've eaten stranger stuff, okay? That's not a problem. I've done multiple videos where I just eat weird stuff and okay, I don't know if that one was ready for prime time, but okay. Dinosaurus Rex, appreciate you coming on by, dude. All right, let's see. So Vegemite, and that's the other thing too is we say Vegemite Aussies say Vegemite. It's Vegemite, mate. Vegemite. I think what it is like we were talking about that once, my Aussie friend and I, and it's like what we think is like the Aussie accent is kind of like a mutated Boston accent. It's very similar. They abuse their ass. They abuse their ass. Well, I had an Aussie roommate who couldn't say car. It was like, hey, Colin, say car. And he was like, ah. It's like, dude, you sound like a pirate. Say car. And he's like, ah. We're not examining your tonsils. All right, so easy cheese, first off. Easy cheese, first off. Got a racing stripe there. Come in there. That's bloody damn good. All right. The sharp cheddar Food Lion one. Love me some Vegemite. That one's not bad. I wonder how it's going to do with the American now. So, Food Lion American. Does anybody see the irony in me putting, like, American squeezed cheese on an Australian product? Oh, that's right. And eating it on a cracker that's from, like, where's this stuff from? Germany. German crackers, Australian, like, spread, and American squeezed cheese. Let's give me 1 second here. They're all good. It's different versions of the same stuff. I mean, they're all good. Oh, can't waste. Scrumptious. Do love me some Vegemite. And now it's also one of those things too. I mean, it's like there's like the classic line that they have in their advertising. You either love it or hate it. I rather like it, man. I rather like it. German crackers, Australian spread, and American squeezed cheese. It's all good. And now, what am I washing it down with? A Starbucks Frappuccino. So that's completely warped, but oh well. I was rather like, Japanese tea. Yeah. All right, so they're all good. I mean, I'm not gonna like hack on any of them. They're all decent. Is there a preferable one? Well, I gotta say, for some reason, I'm kind of queuing more off the American cheese than off the cheddars, but the cheddars are still good. I mean, I'm not gonna fault any of them for being what they are. But the biggest thing is this stuff is almost twice the price of this stuff. This is like $2.50 a can at Food Lion. This is like closer to $3 or $4. And I know it's not like Highline food or anything, but damn, man, for the price of entry, these are good. Yeah, if you got a Food Lion near you, I would definitely get their squeezed cheese. That was good stuff. International cuisine, is that the most interesting? Yeah, I kind of mix stuff up. Patriot Fever, quick, somebody put Cuomo in protective custody, offer him immunity to spill beans on CNN. Oh man. Okay, what beans can you spill on CNN? They're about bloody and solvent. They really truly don't care about making a profit at this point. And they're really kind of marking time, because I have a very, very sneaking suspicion that once, like, you have financial award taking place to Kyle Rittenhouse, they're pretty much a dead duck. CNN, you're going to go the way of the dodo. Trust me on this one. MSNBC, I really don't see it as happening because the thing about it is Democrats, being good Democrats, they will prop up something that is insolvent, unworthy, and until such time that it becomes just blatantly obvious to everybody that what they're trying to do just really is not good. I mean, case in point, Air America was like ridiculously just dead duck, and of course they try to prop it up for as long as possible, and it really truly was not a good enterprise. Would they ever let it go away? No, they wouldn't stop doing it for the longest time, mostly because that's just how they roll. I mean, they can't admit defeat. They cannot admit defeat. Democrats and, of course, socialists, of course, communists, of course, anybody with an ism or a motivational version therein of some leftist enterprise, they will never, ever admit that they were they were failed. They just can't do it. So anyway, way, shape, and form is what we're looking at now, coming on about the 10 o'clock, 10 after time period. Just give me 1 second here. I'm now stuffing a crap-a-lanch. And they can't admit defeat. They just can't. I mean, there's no way in the world that these guys ever truly could do anything that is a self-supporting enterprise and justify it for being what it is, other than to simply say it's the political arm of the so-and-so and we cannot let it fail. It cannot fail. It's too big to fail. No, it's not too big to fail, okay? You have situations where, you basically have these guys trying to prop up something. It's just not supportable. It's not popular. Nobody really wants to do it anymore. I mean, case in point, who's the next person that you think is going to be signing on to AOL going, I got to get that AOL bandwidth, man. That is just phenomenal computer technology. I still know people that have AOL mailboxes. Dude, if you're getting email to AOL, that's like a definition and a complete defining phrase therein of old. old. Oh, Copwist, I'm a human being living in a reality as a regular Joeist. Yeah, but you're not Joe Kaka, okay? That's the defining thing is we cannot say that you're Joe Kaka. Joe Kaka, well, he's just a unique individual, and there's no other to simply describe him as but what he is, but Joe Kaka. Yeah, no. Don't let Joe Kaka in, okay? No, don't let Joe Kaka in. As soon as you let him in, he'll be just in the living room, just looking at children and, oh, no. Oh, such a bad mental picture. Anyway, so we're going to come on about the 15 time period. Appreciate you guys hanging, 10 actually, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. You get a gold star for tennis. You had many other places to go, but you hung out with me. And I do commend your kind attentions, and I thank you so very much. And I'll get you guys next week. I think I got another video coming up. I got to do some editing and fun stuff like that there, but I try to post them at least 1 or 2 videos a week. But it is what it is for YouTube not being very nice anymore. So I do stuff and I try to put stuff up there, but I appreciate your kind attention. You guys hanging out with me. I know you got many other places to go on a Tuesday, but you guys hung out with me and I appreciate your time. So like I said, it will be up on review on Facebook and YouTube and good stuff like that there. Catch you guys next week. And I truly appreciate your kind attentions. Logan, I thought having a Yahoo mail address was bad. No, I still got a Yahoo mail address, mostly because I just had it forever. Oh no, Patriot Fever. I bet Horizontal Harris. I know where Joe's Kaka is. Oh man, I'm gonna bring up this one, folks. Eco Trip Thundering as always. You know it, you love it, and I'll catch you guys next week. Have a good one, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you later. Have a good week. See you guys. British.